Can't tell any reason why these fan blades broke. There's no animal in there, no sticks, no nothing. But that's for the air conditioning on our rig. So this is also in the unit that has the heat pump. So now it's time to replace it with a new one. This is our AC unit, the Mach 8. And this is the tools that we're going to need to replace that fan wheel. Drill motor, the screwdriver bit on there, and then my handy dandy 11-in-1 screwdriver. And we're going to lube some of the parts with just some silicone paste, and then install a new fan with no cracks or broken fan blades. So we'll see how it goes. After taking the screws out for the cover, taking the cover off, now we can look around and make some decisions on how to take the rest of this thing apart. We're off. It's a good idea to check the condenser, see if there's any damage to it. Just a couple of little pieces that are separated, but not too bad. A little ding here too. It's still not going to be restricting a lot of the airflow. So the blower is inside this housing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out these screws. There's 4 of them. And we'll pop this cover off. And then you'll see how the blower motor here, its shaft goes through the center here. And we'll go from there. Take the cover off, you can see this is the housing for the blower motor fan, and you can also see the evaporator. You've seen me clean this from the inside on some other videos, and now this is off. You can see the very top of this could still use a little bit of cleaning from the last time I cleaned it on the inside. But you want to inspect these fins as well. Make sure that they're straight, nothing's damaged them or anything like that. You can also inspect for any rodent damage, things of that nature. Check the connections as well. Here on your control module, make sure that none of them are corroded, burnt, anything like that. Make sure that this is secure as well. And as always, just another reminder, make sure that the power is turned off when you're opening up your air conditioning so that you don't damage anything and you also don't get electrocuted yourself. I'm going to take this housing off. It houses the blower motor. And you can see, not the blower motor, the fan. You can see that the fan is not in here because I took it off earlier, so I can make sure that I ordered the right one. You can see that when the fan lost its blades, it was out of balance and it rubbed right here on the housing. So we put everything back together, put the new fan on the motor. We want to make sure that it spins without creating too much wobble. And make sure that all the clearances are good. You also want to pay attention to the washer. And this does have a flat spot on there. And we may find that you can slide this over and find that it has a little imbalance. Take it back off again, flip it around 180 degrees or rotate the shaft 180 degrees, and then put it back on and see if that helps out with the balance issue that you may have. I'm going to add a little bit of the silicone to the shaft to allow the fan to go on a little easier. It'll also be a little easier to get off if I need to rotate it 180 degrees. Things I wanted to mention that I didn't mention beforehand because I had already taken this apart. I'll show you. I want you to see that you may have to loosen up the motor to get the part off, and then I'll also show you about the washer on the other side. So this motor is held down by a few nuts on studs. And you can see here I could lift the motor up on those studs. I didn't take the nuts all the way off because I really didn't need to get the clearance I needed to get the fan blades off. I'll show you over on this side. Might be a little hard to see. Inside here, the fan goes in. That's the shaft that's on the motor. You want to make sure that when you add your washer to it, that it goes over the shaft and protects the fan blade, and then tighten the screw. Be mindful of a few things. You can see I put a little bit of the grease on the shaft of the motor to allow the washer to stay in position as I put in the screw. Now the screw is shaped in a way where it kind of locks the threads as you tighten it. So you want to be careful threading it onto the shaft that you don't cross thread the screw, and if you're lucky you just get a damaged screw. But if you damage the shaft for the motor, then that's a whole other story. Another thing that you want to watch for is the evaporator fins. You could see that I was resting my arm pretty close to this, and you can see how some of the fins are a little tweaked over. These are really sharp, so if you slide your finger across it really good, or you put your arm into it, you can end up cutting your arm pretty good. So just be mindful of that. I wouldn't really lay a towel or anything over the top of it because you could really damage these fins really easy. So the best thing to do is just try to avoid it and be mindful of it. If you really need to put something there to rest your arm on, I would prefer you made some either out of wood or something like that that actually can hold its shape and you can rest on. upon inspecting this area, I noticed that this ground wire here is just like a safety ground wire. It has an eyelet that's on this stud, but as you can see, there's no nut on there. So I'm gonna have to look for a nut and see if I can get one that matches up really nice. I'll tighten on there. Time to put the lower fan cover back on. And make sure that all the pieces line up. Force anything on. Bumped the fan to make sure that it's not hitting on anything. You can kind of see it spinning around there. Made sure that it was balanced correctly before we put the rest of this stuff on. If you're like me and stuff like this bothers you, that it's still dirty up here, you take the time to clean this off before you move forward. Leaves and pine needles and stuff while I have the covers off. And then we'll just slip this cover back on. Now we get to enjoy our heat pump and our front AC unit.